As a Xai'nyy, you are a seeker, a pioneer of body, mind, heart, and soul. A seeker needs a map. The better the map, the better you will be at seeking. Podler theory is the best map in existence and getting better every moment, even as you watch this. How do you find and use this map? 2 words: Mojo reading. Hello, my name is Xai'nyy, and this is a Podler PSA public service announcement to help you understand yourself better. This PSA is for those of you who have been read as a Xai'nyy Mojo by the Podler Mojo reading team using the 5 gears of Mojo reading, which is one of the many disciplines within Podler theory. Every human has an innate nature, or Mojo, and your Mojo emanates from you in the form of physiological cues and other energy signals. Those cues and energy signals form a language that anyone can learn to read and be read by. This is how you were read as a Xai'nyy. It was done by just briefly viewing limited video of you. As a Xai'nyy, you are an amazing magical creature with powerful abilities. But in order to unlock your limitless potential, you must start by truly knowing yourself. This PSA will get you started with that, so watch on, brave seeker. Some of these terms like Xai'nyy or Mojo might sound strange to you. However, these terms are the names given to never before documented natural phenomena that Podler has discovered. When a new discovery has been made, such as the Mojo phenomenon, it must be given a name that distinguishes it from anything else that has come before. The original terms that we use in Podler theory reflect this. Many of the terms we'll be using are also artistic representations of the physiological cues that you will be noting as you learn to read Mojo. In the same way that an artist must have a complex language of different colors in an artistic palette, you will need a complex artistic language of unique physiological cues in order to read Mojo properly. The uniqueness of the Podler lexicon also makes it a universal language, in that these terms represent independent original concepts and do not depend on other previous mimetic languages. All humans have 4 conscious powers in a hierarchical order. The top 2 of these powers are called momentum powers, which means that they give you energy when you use them. Your other 2 conscious powers are called modulation powers, which means that they will curb your energy when you use them. As a Xai'nyy, your 4 conscious powers are Xai, Ni, Vi, and Zi in that hierarchical order. Xai is the first rank conscious power for the Xai'nyy, so using your Xai will be major momentum for you. Abilities associated with Xai are hope, expectancy, idealism, sentiment, virtue, purity, gut reaction, acid testing, essence reading, attunement, empathy, communing, resonating, internalizing, conviction, investment, devotion, sacrifice, personal values, moral compass. You can note your use of your Xai when you disengage your eyes from the environment to go to your right, or when you naturally tilt your head to the right. Ni is the 2nd ranked conscious power for the Xai'nyy, so using Ni will be minor momentum for you. Abilities associated with Ni are sixth sense, abstraction, getting the gist, brainstorming, idea generation, cross-contextualizing, idea juggling, riffing, improvising, pattern surfing, bridge building, playful imagination, creative enthusiasm, change initiation. You can note your use of your Ni when you naturally widen your eyes or lift your eyebrows, and also when you lift your head or overall carriage. Vi is the 3rd ranked conscious power for the Xai'nyy, so using Vi will be minor modulation for you. Abilities associated with Vi are memories, exact information, standards of excellence, certainty, reliability, attention to detail, sense of tradition, practicality. You can note your use of your Vi when you disengage your eyes from the environment to go to your left, or also when you naturally tilt your head to your left. Z is the 4th ranked conscious power for the Xai'nyy, which means that using your Z will be major modulation for you. Abilities associated with Z are thirst for challenge, efficiency, scheduling, straightforwardness. You can note your use of your Z when you articulate, particularly in structured sentences, and when you jut forward to punctuate the points that you're making. Having these 4 powers, and in this hierarchical order, gives you as a Xai'nyy an innate nature that is adaptive, subjective, lead discerner, interpretive, and values-based. As a Xai'nyy, you are an adaptive Mojo, meaning both of your momentum powers, Xai and Nyi, are adaptive, right psyche powers. This can be noted in your gesturing. You have natural state Yin gesturing and altered state Yang gesturing. Specifically, you have the Xai'nyy form, which I have as well, known as Xai'nyy gesturing. As a Xai'nyy, you are a subjective Mojo, because your first rank conscious power, which is Xai, is a subjective power. You can note this in yourself as you have the hooded eyes of a subjective Mojo, which are distinct when compared to the unhooded eyes of the objective Mojos like Nijai, for example, such as Nija. Also, you can note this in yourself when you disengage from the environment, to the right or to the left, when you do 1,000-yard stares, or when you're doing 1,000-yard stares and speaking at the same time, like I'm doing right now, which all signify the heavy accessing of subjective powers. Doing so will be natural state for you, having a going home quality to it. As a Xai'nyy, you are an interpretive Mojo, meaning you have an interpretive, pattern-based perception, Nyi, over your literal, detail-based perception power of Vi. This can be noted in the baseline syncopated energy signal that you and other interpretives give off, and specifically for you, the clever dancing eyes of a Xai'nyy. As a Xai'nyy, you are a values-based Mojo, meaning you have a values-based emotive power, Xai, as your primary discernment. You can note this in how your emotive expressioning easily and readily goes above the midline, this line here, of the face. As a values-based Mojo, you can also neutralize your emotive expressioning with your logic-based discernment of Z, but always with the authenticity of Xai ready to go just under the surface. As a Xai'nyy, you have Xai, not Ji, as your conscious values-based emotive power. Since Xai is adaptive and subjective, this means your emotive expressioning is going to have an unaware quality to it. You can note this in your use of Xai earnest when resonating in union with something, and as well as Xai mournful when resonating out of tune in reaction to sadness or toxicity in the environment. The Mojo powers that humans have also have to address perception and discernment. Perception is the gaining of information, and discernment is making decisions based on certain criteria. As a Xai'nyy, you are a lead discerner, as your first rank power of Xai is a discernment power, not a perception power. This can be noted in your unifield face, which describes how your emotive expressioning goes up your face, past the midline, and past the brim line into your eyes. A Mojo's distinct signal comes from their momentum powers, which for you are Xai and Nyi. This means that you give off at all times the distinct signal of Xai poignancy, with its subsignals of humane, innocent, and authentic. Your primary distinct signal of poignancy is infused with your Nyi's secondary distinct signal of buoyancy, with its subsignals of diverse, open-minded, and irrepressible. A person's Mojo also manifests in their vocal qualities. For example, your unaware emotive expressioning, with its earnest and mournful aspects that goes above your midline and also your brimline, your natural warm resonating with cool articulation. All these things and more can also be heard in your voice, not just seen on you. You should note that these cues will never be seen in isolation, because they're part of a Mojo's conflagration of cues. Also, you need to take a look at the cues in real life to make a connection between the artistic terms such as Xai'nyy gesturing as a theoretical concept and its actual concrete physical manifestation seen out in the natural world in a real-life Xai'nyy such as yourself. For this reason, you'll want to take a look at the ever-growing mountain of celebrity samples that Podler is making available to the public, including many real-life Xai'nyy samples. It is the intention of Podler to read every human with sufficient public media to do so. Some examples of Xai'nyy females are Adele Atkins, Christina Applegate, Kate Beckinsale, Maria Bello, Cher, Ellen DeGeneres, Mia Farrow, Vera Farmiga, Steffi Graf, Gillian Jacobs, Nora Jones, Melina Kanakarides, Catherine Keener, Ali Larder, Laura Linney, Julianne Moore, Joni Mitchell, Robin Tunney, Christy Yamaguchi, Michelle Yeoh. A person's peak pathway, the innate heroic trajectory of their mojo, isn't just constituted by 4 of the 8 powers of the psyche, it has all of them. 4 of these powers, however, are unconscious and therefore do not manifest themselves physiologically. You must also get to them in a special way, by communicating with your unconscious genius, which Podler theory will train you to do. These 4 unconscious powers take the form of a personified, autonomous entity in the psyche. As a being that has the 4 powers that you don't have consciously in the ideal arrangement for you, thus being your ultimate metaphysical lover, your union of opposites partner. By rocking your peak pathway, including all of your unconscious powers, you'll get off physically and metaphysically, while simultaneously bonus stacking all of your conscious powers to ever greater levels. The wonderfully awesome thing is that we've evolved as a species so that the unconscious genius that you have as a Xai'nyy, which is the Xai'nyy, has a physical form in the real world. The Xai'nyy in turn has your mojo, the Xai'nyy, as its unconscious genius, and is therefore ideally inspired by the powers you have consciously. These 2 mojos are literally built for one another. If you are a straight Xai'nyy female, then your ideal inspirational will be the Xai'nyy male. Some examples of Xai'nyy males are Simon Baker, Richard Branson, Pierce Brosnan, George Clooney, Matt Damon, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Michael Fassbender, Barack Obama, Jon Stewart, Benjamin Bratt, Thomas Jane, John Hamm, Taylor Lautner, Josh Bernstein, Andy Garcia, LeVar Burton, Gerard Butler, Bradley Cooper, Morris Chestnut, John Corbett. If you are a gay Xai'nyy female, then your ideal inspirational will be the Xai'nyy female. Some examples of Xai'nyy females are Sharon Stone, Charlize Theron, Deborah Kara Unger, Ming-Na Wen, Heather Locklear, Katherine Heigl, Rosario Dawson, Debbie Allen, Miley Cyrus, Julia Roberts, Garcelle Beauvais, S. Epitha Murkison, Oprah Winfrey. If you are a bisexual Xai'nyy, then your ideal inspirational will be a combination of the most inspiring forms of Xai'nyy of either gender. A person's unconscious genius takes many forms, such as land, travel, career, adventure, music, art, any form that one can project properly onto. For you, as a Xai'nyy, these will be most personified and realized in a Xai'nyy mojo that is manifested in the most desirous physical form. Humans have also evolved to learn more about their powers and how to use them heroically by teaming up with mojos that are similar to themselves, but offer key differences that will take one's heroic abilities to the next level. One of the key heroic partners for the Xai'nyy is the Xai'vi. Xai'vi also have Xai as their first-rank conscious power, but use a different second-rank power, V, a literal perception, which is quite different than your interpretive perception of Ni. The Xai'vi helps increase your understanding and mastery of your power of Xai, plus much more. Some examples of Xai'vi females: Angelina Jolie, Beyonce Knowles, Halle Berry, Jessica Alba, Shakira, Kat Dennings, Juliette Lewis, Rihanna, Madonna, Gwen Stefani, Liv Tyler, Cynthia Adai Robinson, Asia Argento, Penelope Cruz, Megan Fox, Winona Ryder, Megalyn Ejikunwoke, Lacey May Schwimmer, Monica Seles, Princess Di. As a Xai'nyy, another key heroic partner for you is the Xai'nyy, your inverse mojo. Xai'nyy also have Xai and Ni as their 2 momentum powers, but with Ni first. The Xai'nyy helps increase your understanding and mastery of Ni, and much more. Some examples of Xai'nyy females are Lady Gaga, Natalia Murari, Amy Adams, Sarah Chalk, Mila Kunis, Marion Cotillard, Michelle Pfeiffer, Regina Spektor, Meg Ryan, Jennifer Aniston, Juliette Binoche, Helena Bonham Carter, Michelle Williams, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Helen Mirren, Frida Pinto, Nichelle Nichols, Tina Turner, Gabrielle Reese, Lucille Ball. There's so much to being a Xai'nyy, I can't get into all of it in this limited time. However, here are a few hot topic teasers just to give you a taste. Xai'nyy are gifted Mojo readers. Because of their two top powers of Xai'nyy, the Xai'nyy have an excellent natural talent at Mojo reading. Xai'nyy, the metaphysical healers. Xai'nyy with their empathetic essence reading power of Xai and sixth sense power of Nyi are naturally attuned to other people's states of mind and healing their metaphysical wounds. Xai'nyy and causes, advocacy. Xai'nyy can be found supporting a variety of causes and fiercely advocating for those with which their Xai is invested. Xai'nyy individuality. Having Xai as a source power makes for a very great sense of individuality and also a sense of the importance of honoring one's individuality. Xai'nyy Xai overflow. You have an extremely powerful welling of deep emotions. Did you know that about yourself? This is natural and correct for a Xai'nyy, and you'll want to know how to productively channel those emotions in the form of poignancy into your peaking process. Xai'nyy do this with great success in arts, medicine, science, sports, many areas really when done right. Xai'nyy, the canary in the well. Xai'nyy have a great power of affecting bubbles by registering the levels of toxicity or harmony in the environment around them and resonating with these so that the Xai'nyy emotions emanate from them to serve as a warning system or heroic beacon for the rest of the collective as to the metaphysical state of the bubble. This is a powerful ability, but remember, with great power comes great responsibility. This is just an introduction to the unprecedented journey of self-discovery and self-mastery that Podlair offers, but it will get you started. You can check out the links below for next steps on how to continue your quest of being the ultimate heroic pioneer of your body, mind, heart, and soul. Once you discover that everything I've said in this PSA is true, then you'll realize that Podlair has given you the greatest gift. The gift of knowing yourself and the heroic story your life was intended to be. Once you know your innate nature, you can unlock the powers of your peak pathway, find your ideal inspirational partner, supercharge your other various social alchemies, and get more out of existence than you ever thought was possible. Once you see the truth of these things being presented to you, then it's time for you to do the right thing, which is to hero up. How do you do that? You use the resources that we're giving you to first see the truth of the Mojo phenomenon. Then help us teach everyone how to read their Mojo and thus discover their heroic peak pathway. In the process, you'll help others around the world break out of chains of confusion and toxicity that you yourself were bound by before you received this greatest of gifts from Podlair. Help your fellow humans as Podlair has helped you. I hope you'll be able to see the Mojo phenomenon for yourself. I hope you unlock and use your superpowers like a true hero you were born to be. I hope as a part of your heroic story, you'll come and join Podlair in its unprecedented world-saving efforts. Know yourself, grow yourself, save the world.